All right, guys. What a big moment we have right now. By the way, this is going to be my last week. No, the second to last week living in Canada. My second to last week living in Canada. I do hear that another conservative went to the Liberals, and now they're one short of a majority. Canada's gone to the dogs. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Canada right now. We're here to talk about Epstein. And the deadline to release all the Epstein files are fast approaching, and they still haven't been released. But the Democrats seem to be releasing piece by piece by piece these pictures, which I feel like the Democrats are playing games with this like the Republicans. But let's see what Faye is saying. Bailing, are you? Come on, Faye. I have to bail. What else can I do? I'm 32 years old. The Canadian government will do everything they can to destroy me. What else can I do, Faye? Should I just let Mark Carney and the liberals and the lefties and the lefty people in Canada just make it so I have no future? I have no choice. And I'm sorry for telling people that they leave Canada, that they're bailing. I have no choice. But anyway, let's not talk about that. We're talking about Epstein now. New photos have been released on Jeffrey Epstein. And I have some big questions here. And by the way, this is live, so it's not edited. You may hear, and there's people, I have guests, so you may hear people calling my name. You may hear things. This is raw. This is my life right now. So, but anyway, Jeffrey Epstein has new photos coming out, which they're not the Epstein files. I'm not satisfied until I get Epstein files. I want to know who is responsible, who was raping people alongside of him, all this sort of stuff. That's what I want to know about what's going on. But what's disturbed me about these pictures is this. A new picture has come out where Jeffrey Epstein had a picture of a baby in his kitchen in his island in Little St. James, Virgin Island. Forgive my language. I may have to censor because YouTube won't like it. An NAKED baby. And I didn't see the picture, and thank God I didn't see the picture because I don't want to see it, but that's what they said it was. But you know what, baby? Sucking on a dildo in a sink in somewhere. And this is not the first scandalous picture that has been showed in Epstein's home. Now, Epstein knew a lot of powerful people who went to his home. Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, uh, Stephen Hawking, all these people. And I'm not saying they all did anything, but hear me out. Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew. These pictures were framed. They were framed. Now, when you buy a frame for a picture and you put it in your living room, that means you want people to see it. If you don't want people to see it, you would hide it under your bed, you'd hide it in your phone, you'd hide it under your pillow, you'd put it in a bookcase somewhere. You're not going to put display these awful pictures all over your living room, your kitchen, and then when guests come over, which apparently guests were very frequent in Jeffrey Epstein's house, every time guests come over, Bill Clinton comes over, all these people, he's going to put those pictures down. No, and there were lots of them. What Bill Clinton and all those people who went to Epstein's house had to have seen those pictures. It's only a matter of time before they all go down, starting with Andrew. I hope they all go down. I was talking to my dad the other day, and he's like, if they all go to jail, America's probably going to collapse because it looks like everybody in the government was in on this. And you know what I said to him? So be it. We went through a lot. America went through a lockdown for the longest lockdown in history where nothing was going on. I don't think I'm going to worry if the people who run America, where I'm moving to, or Canada, or the world are all in jail. I don't care about that. Hell, I can run the country better than these people. And I have good ideas. I may not be politically uh, experienced, but I think I can run the world better. And I think you guys would agree with me. Sorry you're leaving. I understand. It was nice knowing you were living close to where I am. That you really knew the issues here since we had the same living experience. I wish you the best. Don't make it sound so tragic, Lady Luck. I'm not leaving as if you're never gonna hear from me again. I'll still talk about Canada from time to time. It kind of breaks my heart the fact the what you just said. I'm not disappearing. I need to protect myself. But anyway, let me focus on Epstein. They had to have seen those pictures. They had to have. And let me ask you a question. If you go into somebody's house and you see a picture of several pictures of naked underaged people, wouldn't that strike you as odd? I mean, if I go into I have very good close friends. If I go into one of my close friends' house and I see naked people, and I'm not okay. I know people like porn and those things, pornography, Playboy bunnies, and all that stuff. But people are private about those things. Even if you were to see an overaged woman all over your house with their breasts hanging out and their hairy Miss Mary hanging out and everything like that, you'd be like, this guy's awkward. And then you're seeing babies naked and little girls naked. And Bill Clinton and all these guys were in that house. Andrew was in that house, and they saw those things. What does it say about the people running our world? This is why the establishment is so worked up about Epstein. Because this guy was a monster. He was a devil. He was a devil, and something is dreadfully wrong. Something is very dreadfully wrong. And I don't care if the establishment all gets locked up. Let them get locked up. How can you do? I mean, one thing I was talking about with a friend of mine was that rape is one of the worst things a human being can go through. I'd rather have my throat off. I have to be careful of my language, but I'd rather have my throat taken from ear to ear than have somebody putting their member in my body, pleasuring themselves, and I'm not feeling that. That is one of the worst things you can go through, in my opinion. I've never been through, but I can only imagine how that's worse than death. That's worse than death. And this evil SOB did that on an international stage. Something has to be. That's why people are so riled up and why we want answers. Imagine what Virginia Giuffre went through. Imagine what Maria Farmer went through. Imagine what Shantae Davis went through. I'd rather, be honest, I'd rather you take a sharp object and you me like this than put your body part in me and take advantage of me for your own pleasure. That I can't even talk about it. I can't even think of, like it's so horrible. And let me read some of these. Not tragic. My heart is a little broken, but I'm happy. Keep in touch. Uh, yes, the leaders are trolls. And then fate. That's why they killed him. They killed him because they don't want their secrets to be revealed. And I believe that Jeffrey Epstein was killed. I think he was killed. I think he was killed by the government because he knows a lot that can put a lot of people down. And that's why Ghislaine Maxwell is in a safe, nice prison right now. I think they told her, hey, Ghislaine, let's tell you what the situation is. We can't just kill you because it would look too suspicious if we kill you after we kill Jeffrey, after we kill John Luke Burnell. But here's what we're going to do, let's negotiate. You can go to a nice prison in Texas and live happily in a medium security jail, steak, turkey, everything. But if you say one word, we may not kill you, we'll make you wish you were dead. That's what I think is happening. That's what I think. That's why Ghislaine, the news media is saying, why is she in such a medium security jail? Because of her crimes. She shouldn't be there. That's what's happening. That's why the police officers who were guarding Epstein were shopping online because somebody must have paid them to look the other way. And I'm now seeing videos of the Epstein jail video where there was some orange figure going up the steps when I mean he had to have been killed. And I've been to jail before. Not that jail, but it's hard to kill yourself in jail. It's like there's nothing to hang yourself off of from the top bunk. There's nothing to hang yourself. And I'm shorter than Epstein was. He was 6 foot something. How is it that he was able to hang himself? No, somebody strangled him. And that's why they killed him because he knows a lot about people. And let me just say this, Epstein is not the only one. This stuff is probably happening right now. When you go to gas stations and you hear about missing children who have been missing since I was a year old, people who were born in 1993. I was born in 1993, and these people have been missing since 1993. And AI makes a face of what they would look like now. These things are real. It's like there are children who are being kidnapped who are on some godforsaken island being taken advantage of by people. And I believe it. I never used to believe those things before. I believe it now. I believe it now. And to see the fact that there are pictures in Epstein's former houses of babies butt naked, and these establishment people clearly had to have seen those pictures. What does that say about the people who run our country? And it's not just America, it's the world. It's the world. I've told you guys that I have information about Justin Trudeau, the Tarface Mac Daddy's former students who came to me anonymously, I don't even know their name, and saying that he abused them. And I believe it because we are run by rapists, we are run by murderers, we are run by criminals. That's who we're run by. Wow, my son was born in 93. I was born in 67, and there were rumors around here in regard to child abductions in the 70s. You know, Lady Luck, you and my mom are almost the same age. My mom was born in 63. You're born in 67. I was born in 93. Look at the young brother and sister in the Atlantic province still say they were sold. We are run by evil, 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 evil people. Make no mistake about it. Not just in America, in Canada, Britain, Europe, Australia, all over the place. Look at all the native Indian graves that you find around the place. These Epstein things. This is not just an American thing. This is not just an Epstein thing. But I think that the Democrats are playing games. I think they need to release everything, not just the things that embarrass Trump. Release the things that embarrass Clinton. Release the things that embarrass your people too. Because we're not here for games. We want to, this is very, it's not personal to me in the sense that I've been through it, but it's personal to me that This is such a wicked and evil crime that I cannot think party. I can't think, well, Trump, this is rape we are talking about. I cannot think in party terms. I want the to get to the bottom of this now because I have a sister, younger sister. I have a fiance. I have nephews and nieces, and I could not live with myself if any of this stuff happened to them. I would, if I heard that my nieces or my younger sister was involved in something like this, uh, I think that would finish me. When I hear about what happened to Virginia, when I hear about what happened to Maria, when I hear about what happened to Chantel, and I don't know these people from a hole in the wall, but when I hear about it, it brings tears to my eyes. And this Epstein, he may have killed himself, he may have escaped justice, but there are people out there who helped him, and we need to find out who these people are now. Anyway, before I get too excited, I just want to say that I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. I had to vent, make a live. You guys are awesome. You guys, I appreciate your patience. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for having patience with me. Thank you for your support. A lot of people out there are saying, you've gone against Trump. You have to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not a psychopath. What Epstein did is so outrageous. I cannot be loyal to one person or another. I want justice. Please. This is worse than a killing of a person. If you had two people in front of me, Epstein and Osama bin Laden, and I was a judge, and I had a gun to my head, and you said, "Uh, you have to pardon one of these people," I'd go for bin Laden, even though I hate bin Laden. He killed innocent people. Murder is nothing compared to rape. And I know this thing is bigger than Trump, Christina. It is. And that's why I think the Democrats are playing games. It is. But Trump is the president. And as Harry Truman used to say, the buck stops here. He is the president. Why is he fighting so hard? Why is it every time he hears the word Epstein, he gets so angry? You know, if he has something to hide, judges, when you reveal a crime you've done, let's say, and I don't think Trump is a rapist. If there was something awful in those Epstein files, Biden would have released it. But I think Trump is protecting people, and I'm just here to say, look, if you're honest with us, Trump, we will forgive you. If you're honest with it, if you're honest, I mean, if you did something that was really bad, you have to face the punishment. But just be honest. But this defensiveness is not acceptable. That's what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, I'm not completely loyal, but we're talking about girls and babies who were raped. I can't accept that. But anyway, let me stop ranting, you guys. This is my live video for today. I hope you guys have a very good Friday. I love you. This is the Arana Nation. Please be safe out there. To my women friends, to my male friends, to my young friends, be safe. Take care of yourselves. Love each other. There's a lot of evil out there, but there's a lot of good out there. I love you guys. I love you guys. Faye Knox, Lady Luck, Christina, all of you guys who have been with me. I've seen these names from the beginning. From the beginning, Faye Knox. You know how long I've seen that name? Christina, Lady. I've seen you guys from the beginning, and I love you guys. And I'm not trying to be mushy or embarrass you, but I love you guys. You take it easy. This is the Nation.